Hi folks, Lee here and welcome back to the channel. So a couple of episodes ago, during my first kind of photo shoot type episode when I was out with the camera, I basically said to you guys I was going to do a little kind of channel update video and basically just kind of explain why I've not really been posting in the channel recently, why I've not really been doing any gaming videos recently, or any videos at all really. So mainly to do with the gaming videos, I suppose this is going to be. But I just want to start by kind of explaining a little bit about what it's like when I really sort of get into something, because I was really enjoying doing the gaming videos, and I'll get onto that a little bit later. But basically, so back in from mid-June last year to early August. So that was, I know that's not a long time, it was 6 or 7 weeks. I really get into the topic of web design. So we're all still kind of stuck at home because of big C word. And I've always been interested in technology and stuff like that. So I was like, how about I take up something like HTML and CSS? And so I signed up for a couple of courses in that Udemy, which is actually a really cool place. You get courses, and as far as I know, you get computing courses, but you also get courses in all other sorts of stuff as well. And it's a really good way for people to learn without going back to uni, or going to college or anything like that, like traditional education. So I'm all for that, but that's not the topic of this, obviously. So, but basically, I enjoyed it. But when I really enjoy something like that, I will put 110% of my free time into it. So every waking hour plus extra, because I was sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night by the time you get to by the time you add it all up, because I was just so obsessed with making websites and making little details in websites, and I was really enjoying it. I made quite a few kind of small amateurish websites, but it felt great. Because I'd never done anything like that before. Before that, the most experience I had with any sort of programming type thing, and I know HTML and CSS isn't technically programming, or it's not technically a programming language, but it's kind of similar. It's broadly similar. I know there's differences, if you know a lot about that sort of thing, but so I was really enjoying it. But as I says, I was pouring so much time into it out with a work. It was basically dominating everything else that I was doing. I was taking taking screenshots of it on my phone, and then at work at lunchtime I'd be poring over it, thinking about all the little other kind of details that I could put into things, and how would I make this next thing happen. And it is quite good, because I don't think of myself as a particularly creative person, but something like that really does kind of bring out a little bit of kind of creativity in me, because I think about an exact thing that I would like I think about exactly how I would like a website to look, and I was even writing out, I was getting bits of paper and pieces of paper and actually drawing out what I'd like the website to look like. And then I was thinking about, so how am I going to use HTML and CSS to actually make that happen? So it was really cool, but to get onto the point, it was kind of unhealthy for me. It was kind of an unhealthy obsession, and it was at the point where we had a pretty good summer last year. There was a lot of really good sunny days that I spent stuck in the flat that I was in at the time, just like poring over HTML and CSS code when, really, like, you should never be obsessing over something like quite that much, unless it's really gonna like lead to something amazing, if you know what I mean. Like, I was kind of looking into it as, doing something where I could eventually like make websites for people as a kind of freelance thing. But at the end of the day, like, I just didn't really have the time, or well, I didn't have the free time to study it a lot and kind of get to that level, and also like be healthy, basically. Do you know what I mean? And I was kind of feeling like it was going a similar way with the gaming videos, because I was releasing sometimes one of those every day, as you probably saw on the channel if you follow at all. And I just kind of felt like I was putting so much time into it, like I actually need to play the game and then record it, and then sometimes the clips record and sometimes they don't because the Xbox DVR's dead finicky, and then after that you need to transfer all of the files over to the drive, which takes ages, and then you need to download them for the drive to the computer and then put them in Camtasia, edit them all to make them look nice and all kind of in the right kind of place, and then add in the annotations and stuff like that. And it's all stuff that, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not complaining, like, I love doing that now, it's really cool, and I'm still having to do it with, the photo shoot videos to some degree, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to try for that unsustainable pace with the photo shoot videos. And also, at least with the photo shoot videos, like, I'm going outside, so does that mean that I'll never be doing gaming videos again? No. I'm sure eventually I'll come around to doing some gaming videos again, although I'm not going to push them out at that pace, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not going to do one a day. If I ever went back to them, I'd maybe do one or two a week at most, and there's also a thing with gaming where, like, sometimes I want to play and just kind of enjoy it, do you know what I mean? But the main idea is, like, I want to do more videos that are kind of like in real life and, outdoors and going places and seeing things and stuff like that, and trying out new things that I would maybe never have tried out before, do you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I want my channel to be about. Again, as I've always said, like, I've never had a kind of specific theme for this channel, so as I said, there will still be some gaming videos eventually, probably, but I don't want them to be like the main feature of my channel. So that was a long way to a shortcut. And there's probably a lot of stuff in there that, I didn't really need to explain or that, but I thought that was a good kind of way of not like kind of talking about it, if you know what I mean, like, because I feel like the two things that have happened there have been very similar. Like, I've gotten into this thing and I've absolutely obsessed over it for like a month, and then it's just been unsustainable. So yeah, pretty much that's why I've not really been releasing any like gaming videos in particular recently. And also the other thing is, I done that little kind of minute long kind of spoof video thing on, I think it was FX Master, like one of those special effects apps, and it was like something to do with like aliens and like Among Us and stuff like that. But that done far better than any of my gaming videos. So it's kind of left me in this position where, like, I'm doing the gaming videos and I'm not doing them, to rack up hundreds and hundreds of views, you know what I mean? Like, I enjoy doing them, but, I have to admit, like, when you piece together like a 20-minute Call of Duty video that you think is really good and, you know, made really well, and then like you've made a little clip for a minute and it gets like 200 views. You know, it is a little bit disheartening. So yeah, so long story short, I'm sure there'll be gaming videos on the channel again, but probably not for another little while, and they definitely won't be at the same sort of like pace as I was making them before, because, you know, it's just too much, do you know what I mean? Like, especially like the idea of getting one out a day, you know. And as I says, like, I also want to kind of put more time to making other types of videos, and, you know, I'm living in Scotland obviously, so some of the restrictions are beginning to kind of get peeled back now, so that's pretty good. It means we can start, you know, going further afield in North Ayrshire, so I'm looking really forward to that, and it also means we can just start doing more in general, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, that's basically my little kind of channel update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever been obsessed with something so much that, you know, you've basically like poured every waking hour into it, or is that just me? Or just me and some other, just a specific type of person, I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, then please do subscribe. Bye folks.